me. Ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Ta-da! We did it. I said I would do it, and we did it. This will be different next time.
What? This is a podcast, Iliza.
It's also a video.
Do you want to say what you're ta-daing?
I'm going to. And if people are listening, it's an incentive for them to click on over to YouTube or OnlyFans, wherever this lives, to see our beautiful new set. And we are open for business and fully ready to receive all of you at once.
No.
Fully ready to receive. Taking the sexual element out of it. I'm open. I'm focused. It's a new year. And to quote every sad Real Housewife, I'm ready for love.
Aww.
Minus this mic, which I hate because it's kind of in the way. And the white cord is annoying. But we're here. And I was shocked. I was going through all the fan art in my office. Very few Ask Iliza Anything art pieces. So did we move it? We have a top of the cob, which did come with a little corn, but even though it's a cobbler. And then everything else is just stuff that's important to me. So if you have any Ask Iliza Anything fan art, this is the call to make and build and send.
What sets it apart from your stand-up art? What are you looking for?
I don't know. That's just me reglossing. That is up to you. That is
reglossing.
It could be, it's whatever. We have on here a brain scientist did brain signals.
Put your face towards, okay.
I got it. Brain signals in mobile EEG. So basically the brain signals that you give off when you're listening to Ask Iliza Anything. So I put that up there. That's from a fan a while ago. And we're here. And if you're listening to this, it's this Wednesday.
If you're listening to this, it's this Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. And by this Saturday, I will be in Sundance. And by Monday, we will be premiering Chasing Summer. And you can buy tickets to see it online. Sundance is doing that now. And we're just very excited. And this is a great week. And we have a new set. And it feels like the first day of school. Like you have all your pencils sharpened. Cool feedback. Cool co-hosting.
I don't have a new set, so I don't feel like I have a new day of school.
You're like the 5th year senior that had to come back. You're like, I'm not buying a new backpack for this.
I was just talking to somebody about there's a store called School Box in a mall complex that just sells school supplies. I'm like, how are you still open? Good for you. Like even more specific than Staples.
They mandate it. Like my school was like, you've got to have this 3-hole ring binder punch. Oh. And then half the stuff you never use. You're like, what's this scam? Whose cousin's getting rich off of these Ticonderoga No. 3 pencils?
You know, I never had that people had. Did you have book covers? People would put like a spandex or a thing on their book, their textbook. I never did that.
I never had special ones. I always followed the tutorial of like how to make them out of paper bags.
No, nobody told me that.
You're like, I'm just not doing a book cover because who cares if that gets damaged?
Who cares? It's already a piece of crap. Somebody's drawn a dick in it. I'm not putting a cover on it like it's my baby.
Oh, I loved leaving funny notes. I always wondered if anyone ever got like a funny book of mine where I wrote.
You wrote in there?
Yeah, in pencil.
Oh.
Little things. Like a little note. Like this class sucks. No. I don't know. Who knows?
This is now when you get arrested. They're like, we have it on video. She wrote in her textbooks.
I'll be like, fucking bring all the charges. I'll beat this case. I don't care. I don't even think there will be textbooks by the time my kids get to school. As it is, kids don't learn cursive. And you know why they don't learn cursive?
Why?
Because the less people that know how to read cursive, the less you can read old documents, the less you can learn about history. You can't read the Declaration of Independence if you don't read cursive.
That makes me sick and scared.
You can't read old love letters. You can't read Lord Byron's love letters. You can't read anything that was handwritten in any sort of cursive if you can't read it. Like you just can't. I'm sure it's translated somewhere, but you can't like check it for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been reading my great grandpa's journal from when he was in World War I. And I was like, oh, yeah. It's the spelling is interesting.
I saw this thing online the other day and it was Cyrillic cursive. So it's like Russian lettering cursive. It is 100% impossible to read. It just looks like a series of W's. It is wild looking.
Did you have good handwriting in school? Like, were you one of the girls? No, because I did not. I'm like, I got to get this out as fast as possible.
Some girls would like print, like I would take time with notes, but it would always start like this podcast, like I'm ready to do it, perfect bubbles. And then around the third paragraph, it was just like this palsied, like, oh, and you're like, what did I still don't have like great handwriting, and it's gotten progressively worse.
Yes.
I don't have time for my own thoughts. And it's weird because boys always have bad handwriting, and we're just like, that's cute. And girls always have the bubble writing. I never had the neat bubble writing. And I was also never one of the girls that would color thick marker outline and then shade it in.
No. Are boys' hands too big for pencils?
Maybe it's that.
Are we doing them a disservice like left-handed people?
Maybe just have the women write for them, like a secretary or something.
This is how it all started.
Do we have any follow-ups this week?
We
about people.
We do have follow-ups all the time, but a lot of the time it takes so much pre-prep. But yeah, we have a follow-up from Christmas. So someone had written in, and you'll remember this one because they said they have an in-law, and they would not specify gender, age, who was just so hard to talk to. Oh no, she was a woman. Okay, but we didn't know how she was related to our question asker. So hard to talk to.
But not hard to talk to in like a she's racist, I'm not, or vice versa way. In like a I would bring up stuff and she just like wouldn't speak.
Would not engage, like just would sit. They could sit there in silence when she asked questions. It's very one-sided. So she was like, over the holidays, I'm going to be stuck with this person who just will not give it up, like will not engage. So red hot update.
Red hot update.
I have listened to the pod since the very beginning, and I try to keep it vague because who knows what my sister-in-law listens to. Okay, so it's been on
trash she listens to.
So it's the sister-in-law. But you ladies hit the nail on the head. I drug my feet with this update because honestly, hearing you guys saying what I already knew just sent me. LOL, she doesn't like me.
And was that our advice? Was that she just doesn't like you?
Probably that it just wasn't. Well, okay. So she doesn't like me, but she periodically needs me for my professional advice, babysitting, and what I would call big sister things. She's very LA, Botox, Ozempic, money, bravo. It sounds like the beginning of a Madonna song.
Sounds like she was cast for an LA show, but lives in Atlanta.
And I'm none of those things. I'm just an average girl. I always hype her up, never tear her down. But I do feel like she often low-key makes fun of my things or makes comments about how easy it is to lose weight. I'm not morbidly obese, LOL, but I am chubby. But you guys are also right. I don't need her to like me. I like me, and so does her brother. She never does anything overtly that I would ask her brother to intervene. I made peace this holiday after listening to you guys and just sat in the silence. I didn't go overboard on anything, and I also was just too busy to babysit. It does make me a little sad we can't be better friends, though. Thanks, ladies.
What was our advice?
I think our advice was basically like, sit there. You don't need to fill that silence. She probably doesn't. Because remember, our question asker was like,
use for you. And she only has use for you when she has use for you, and she doesn't really approve of you regardless. So you can just match that silence right back. I do it all the time to insecure male comics. Like I don't need to ask you like how it's going. You don't need to. This like social decorum warrants that like you have to make small talk. You don't.
No. And this person didn't, and the world didn't fall down.
And
it was fine.
It sounds like she needs you intermittently. Like she needs you more than you need her because you don't need her at all.
Don't need her for anything. You're just a people pleaser.
Which is a horrible quality in a human.
We have another in-law. We're going straight from that in-law follow-up to an in-law question that says, hi, Iliza, Emily, Glenn Millie. Did I hear that right? And all the pets and family. Yes, you did.
Glenn Millie.
I am a longtime listener / subscriber / fan, and the most recent Insta post spurred me into writing for the first time. Thank you, everyone listening. Write in your questions. askilizapodcast@gmail.com or the Patreon.
I went out of my way. I knew I had makeup on, and I was like, it's time to do the video. And I did it in the lavender, and we'll be doing more calls to action. By all means, feel free to send that to people. Even if you're not a listener, you can still submit a question. We still want your life's drama. We don't care if we have you.
Why are you teasing more call to action videos? Don't worry, we'll do more videos where we ask you to send us content.
I don't know. I'm just settling into this space.
Okay. Let's do it. Please call me Rachel, in quotes.
So call me Rachel.
I have a wonderful therapist that I speak with about this problem, but I'd love some other perspectives and big sistering. My question is, do you have any strategies or ideas you think might help with navigating a difficult relationship as I prepare to become a first-time mom at 40? My in-laws have always been a difficult relationship for me, and it's only gotten worse over time. They are very uncomfortable with my being Jewish and have gotten worse at hiding it over the years. This runs the gamut from just making jokes, in quotes, about hurtful stereotypes to insensitivity about holidays to downright Jew hatred. They sometimes sort of apologize when called on it and may have made half-hearted attempts to make amends. For instance, oh, please teach us how to make lat because we want to learn.
Who doesn't know how to make a fucking hash brown? American or not?
But Iliza, when you hear this, but I'm wearing cashmere and their kitchen has no ventilation and I just end up cooking for everyone and paying a bigger dry cleaning bill.
That is a very Jewish, like, I mean, it's cashmere. It's nice. All right.
What?
Yeah. Well, what do you mean they have no ventilation and they fry? First of all, they got to check their lung health.
There's a lot of problems.
Soon, honestly, that's a lot of carcinogens.
What's worse is the way they treat my husband, let's call him Danny, and their terrible judgment about safety. Danny was their overlooked child who had to people please and survive while they enabled their other son, Josh, who constantly physically and emotionally abused his little brother during their childhood. This was never corrected and barely noticed by my in-laws. Josh has grown into a serial abuser of women who cannot hold a job or place to live and is violent, drug addicted, and sneaky. My mother-in-law, Andrea in particular, is seemingly addicted to enabling Josh by providing money, support, and access, and does unsafe stuff beyond that. Two of many examples. In the past, she's done things like take my puppy out for a walk for 2 hours without telling anyone or bringing her phone.
What kind of puppy needs a 2-hour walk? Is it a husky and it needs to like run a micro Iditarod? 2 hours. A human doesn't need a 2-hour walk.
No, like where was she? While we were in a vacation rental together in a new place none of us had been before. So she's kidnapped the puppy. She also let herself into my house, then promptly locked herself out of my house, therefore decided she should go up and down my street asking my neighbors to help her break in. After that, she was confused as to why I was being uptight and changing/increasing my locks. My father-in-law is pretty bad too, but he's a bit lazier, so his scope of damage is more limited.
It does sound a little older and sloppy. I don't know if these things are dangerous as much as just like sloppy. Okay, yeah. Fine.
They take no accountability and prefer to take a forgive me just because approach. Danny is trying to cope, going through his own therapy and salvage some relationship with his parents, hoping for improvement. They give him presents and ask him to hang out, but ignore and gaslight him if he ever brings up any real issues. He wants nothing to do with Josh and is mostly still trying with his parents in the hopes of keeping them safe from Josh elder abusing them, as he puts it. I mean, that's a good concern. Yeah. I've stopped engaging except to be civil when needed and stick up for myself or Danny when something egregious happens. Mm-hmm. So remember the meat of this. We're getting back to it. Danny and I are 40 and are about 4 months into a pregnancy that we worked really hard for. We've been trying for over 7 years. Where do I put the line here? He really wants to try with his parents and isn't willing to give up while still being based in reality. We both know they will insist on involvement. My gut tells me they'll continue to be awful to me. And since they live close by, it's hard to simply avoid them. All I want to do is protect my baby from these people and never think about them again. Am I overreacting? Can I navigate a middle way? Thanks for reading. Sincerely, Rachel.
Okay. Well, your motherly instinct to protect your child because you know how damaging these people can be is fair. I do think, not unlike getting married, becoming grandparents like often brings out the best and worst in people, because Danny is great. They still raise the man that you loved, whether he's good in spite of or despite or because of decisions that they made. Josh is a fuck up, and that happens. There's always a bad apple in a family. I think this is your golden opportunity to be as strict with your own rules as possible. And if anyone says anything, it doesn't matter because you're the mom. They, especially at the beginning, you know, you can definitely like set those boundaries, but like, you'll see once you have that baby, like how even more fierce that you become. And this marks the beginning of you like genuinely not giving a fuck. These are the grandparents. That will be great. I think you need to start, as we always talk about in this podcast, making people as uncomfortable as you make them. I was talking with someone yesterday about this, how they like went to a restaurant and it's like someone who's really famous and they're Jewish and their husband, and the guy like was seating them or something. And he said something about like they broke a heater and he was like, oh, don't worry, I'm not going to bill you. I'm not a Jew. Like right to the guy's face. And I was like, he just said that to you? And he goes, yeah, he thought it was funny. Like he was too familiar. And I was like, and what did you do? He's like, I didn't say anything. And I was like, if you're going to allow these things to bother you, then you have to be willing to go to the mat. And it's not about blowing up Thanksgiving. It's about definitely letting people know that like they're too comfortable and what they can and cannot say to you. If you're going to let these things bother you, because these will seep in. If they're old, if they're around long enough to be around your grandchild, they will make anti-Semitic comments. There's things that you're too sensitive about. And then there's things that are just like straight up bigotry. So I think you need to start putting your foot down a little bit. The fact that they're sloppy and a little weird, you're never going to change that. They just sound like kind of like, I grabbed the puppy. I don't know. Like people, especially as they get older, they do things you disagree with, but you're a mom now and you're going to have to shape the world around you. And they're going to blame you and they're going to say horrible things. But if they say something they make a Holocaust joke, you can be like, tell me why that's funny. I'm just curious. Why is that funny? Let them explain it because they're too comfortable.
Yeah. And having a kid, there are the two main issues, which is like you said, they're sloppy. So she doesn't want them taking the kid like the puppy and wandering off. So you don't trust them with the kid.
I have a great relationship with my mother-in-law, and we were in the car the other day and she backed into a city vehicle. Like she hit it. She was like trying to parallel park. I think the fact that I was there made her nervous and she just kept going. She goes, I'm a great driver. And I was like, you hit a parked car. Like you hit a parked car. Like, let's just put, I think there's that thing where they probably are vaguely unaware because you've never like drawn a line in the sand. But once you have that baby, she's like, I want to take the baby. You'll be like, you took a puppy out for 2 hours and no one knew where you were.
Without your phone.
I would just be like, you're definitely not taking my baby. Even with your phone, oh, I turned it off. You can be like, you did this and this. You're definitely not doing it. But if you want to sit here and hold the baby, that's fine. You have to be the parent in this situation. And you will find it very easy when it comes to the safety of your child.
I think both parts will become easy because the other big part is, of course, not just the racism against you, but against the child. The child is also Jewish. So,
sometimes people are also ignorant out of true ignorance. Like they're not deliberately ignorant and they just don't know, maybe never met a Jewish person. If you have the energy for it, you could always sit down and be like, you made a comment and I just wanted to give you some insight to how much blood from children we drink on the Sabbath. I just want to show you where my horns are. No, but sometimes a little bit of education goes a long way.
Have you seen that old woman that has a horn?
Oh, it's like a calcium.
It's like a keratin growth and it's just one pointy horn. I was like, oh, that sucks.
Too much keratin treatment. Too many Brazilian straightens. Too many Brazilian, not waxing. Too much keratin. Too much calcified keratin.
I cannot imagine. Like if I grew a horn, would you, what do you do? Do you go to the doctor or do you go, it's over?
You shave
it yourself.
Gen Z would probably like celebrate it and like make it their whole personality. You shave it down. Here's what you do. You file it down like they do with rhinoceri so no one poaches them. And then you graft skin from another part of you, whatever's the biggest part of you, probably your foreskin, over the horn. Then you put a lot of vitamin E so that the scar heals. And then any discoloration, you tattoo over it.
I'm glad you're... You got to heal it over. Okay. Let's see if you want to get into this one as an exclusive to the pod. Somebody wrote in and said, the douchebag that interrupted your show in Reno.
Is it him?
No, it's not. It's not him, but they just have a question. I wonder if you know.
Saying douchebag? I don't think we're saying it anymore.
Like it's not cool or like it's offensive?
Like it's not cool.
Oh.
It's offensive to people who have UTIs.
I think it's solid. I think it's very descriptive. Hi, Iliza. My husband and I were lucky enough to catch your show in Reno in December. We flew in from Southern California for the sole purpose of my first Iliza show, and you were awesome. I'm sure you remember the super rude douchebag who got up in the middle of the show to show you something on his phone. I'm just wondering if you even knew what he was trying to show you. You handled it very well. Definitely put him in his place, but I'm still curious what he thought was so important to get out of his seat and walk up to the stage so rudely interrupting. It was truly shocking, but entertaining to watch you shut him down. Appreciate the laughter and light you bring to the world. I hope to catch you live again soon. Thanks, Randy.
It's my last show of a tour and I'm taking a break from touring. I will still do shows, but like it was meaningful in that it was like the last hurrah for a while. And I'm in the middle of a setup, apropos of nothing. This guy with his wife sitting there gets up and he like,
Which
looks
is scary.
that doesn't bother me. I also was like, where is security? Like, why are you letting him do this? Like, don't we have big security meetings? Whatever. I didn't feel afraid is not what was going through my mind. I was more annoyed because I'm like setting up a joke. Like there's timing. This is like a metaphysical thing. This is so sad because I was very firm with him. I was like, who the fuck do you think you are that you can interrupt me?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do in your regular life that gives you the license to do this? It was a picture of his child sleeping.
Whoa.
It's even weirder because my closing joke is about how I don't want to see pictures of people's kids. I don't think I had made that joke yet. Like, I think I remember this being earlier. And I was so hard on him. And it's like he was drunk. And it's like kind of a sweet, like you feel bad. Like you should not interrupt, but it's also like your child. It was a picture of his child. And I was like, literally no one wants, you can't even see its face.
Do you remember what setup you were doing when he was like, I gotta show her?
It was apropos of nothing. He was just like, oh, good idea. And the kicker is, like, I shamed him. They stayed for the meet and greet. And then you have to like decide, like, do I make, and I was just like, oh, there he is. I'm like, look, at the end of the day,
Did he apologize?
Nope. You paid for this meet and greet. So your apology comes in the form of like $150.
Did he try to show you the photo again at the meet and greet?
I don't remember because I'm on such an autopilot and I wanted to you can clock when someone like isn't a bad person. They're just doing something dumb. And it's like, it's still a fan. They're still drunk. They might wake up and regret that. There are ways that could have gone where I would have ejected him from the show, but it was just like, sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down. I'm talking.
That it was a picture of his kid, I guess, better than like a picture of his dick. Hold on. I have something to show you.
Well, then I would have asked him to stay. Is that a coin? I swear to God, Emily.
Yes.
I thought we were doing a podcast. Now you're showing something on video?
I'm showing a coin because like that man showed you his sleeping child.
Oh.
No.
What is it?
It's a British Virgin Islands $25 gold coin, but it's only 0.021 troy ounces of gold. But I listened to Sharon Stone. It's a little bit of gold.
Got some gold. Get some of that BVI gold.
The littlest bit.
What is happening with you?
I'm really worried about the collapse of the civilization.
No, you're not, because then you would do something in the activist space. You are the least attached to anything having to do with social issues, or you're like, I don't even like this country. As you sit in your fully air-conditioned house in a red state, you're like, I don't even care.
Yeah, I moved here. Now my vote counts.
Your vote for what? More cheese?
Is that something I can vote on?
Extra cheese on Domino's, please. Bring back pizza. Bring that back, that guy.
I saw a post online where somebody was like, oh, they asked us to make this pizza into a heart for a proposal. And it was a Little Caesars. If I was proposed to and it wasn't at least a Domino's.
Speaking of Domino's, we have a fan on the Patreon who works at Domino's, and she's written in about it. I think she sent some pictures. It's always kind of cool to see that we have fans from all walks of life. And judging by what she wrote, she works really hard.
If you work at Little Caesars, I'm sorry, I eat your pizzas and I like them. But if I'm proposed to with a hot and ready, no, I want custom.
Remember when Papa John's like came out and they were like, here's an idea, put garlic butter sauce on your crust. And you were like, oh, I'd love to dip this in more fat. And it was so a piece was so thick. Like the cheese was thick. Like it was a full meal versus normal pizza. You got to eat 4 slices to be satisfied.
I want a red plastic pebbled cup of ice and Coke right now so bad.
I'm sure you have. Just go to your dispenser. I feel like we talked about Papa John's pizza too on this podcast.
I was talking about Little Caesars and Domino's, and then you brought up Papa.
What's the Papa John's guy? He said the N word. Something happened.
Well, and then also, was it Papa John's or Domino's that goes, we're sorry, our pizzas actually really did suck, but we've changed the recipe. Don't worry.
Here's what I think is so funny. Yeah, they're like, we got you now. What was it? The Papa John's guy?
Iliza, do you want to say whatever was just said because you have a microphone?
He just said he quit as chairman after using the N word in a conference call. Weirdly, it was to describe a pizza. Domino's has an item on their menu and it's just called special chicken or specialty chicken. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it just, I know they sell just like little like handfuls of wet chicken.
That's what it is. They've gotten away with, it's a piece of parchment paper with a handful of chicken and cheese melted. They're like, it's specialty chicken. I'm like, this is a scoop of chicken, a plateless scoop of chicken, and you're acting like it's a side item. It's like, what fell off the assembly line? You're like, sell it.
Well,
Sell it. They'll eat
multiple places are doing this, Eliza. Like Arby's started selling a little cup of steak tips, and now Chipotle is selling. They're like, here's a protein cup. It's just a cup of some chicken chunks. Like,
well, I would eat that because sometimes you want double chicken.
That's what I'm saying
different.
is that you're the, but okay, you're not going to eat the Arby cup of steak.
I would eat, this is just baked. It's just baked.
Yes, they have a few flavors.
You know what I'm talking about. You're acting like you didn't know.
No. They have a few flavors where they're like, this one has bacon and ranch on the chicken, but it's just a wet handful of chicken in a box on parchment paper.
I typed in specialty chicken and I got all these pictures of unique breeds valued for their aesthetics, like Polish Express, silkies with fluffy feathers.
Silky chickens are stunning.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, specialty chicken Domino's. This is, if we were a bigger podcast, we'd have some like intern pulling it up. Here it is.
Why? We know what a picture looks like.
Domino's specialty chicken. That name is wild because that's just like, we don't know, but it's a specialty. A dish of 12 bites of white meat chicken topped with various pizza ingredients. So it's basically pizza toppings, but on chicken instead of bread, and served in a box as an alternative to pizza crust. So it's keto. No plate, just it's nachos without the fun, without the crunch. And
yeah, at that point, it goes chip nachos. Then after that, like, okay, I'll eat fry nachos, but I don't want chicken. Finally.
All right.
Finally, this show is taking a turn that I want. All right, let's do another godmother question.
Okay.
We got our first godparent question a couple weeks ago where someone was the godparent of those kids, and then they were like, I don't really even like kids, and also they're ghosting us. But
remember,
someone knew.
No more context. It was
this isn't a follow-up. This is a new godparent question. But I feel like once we get a question, people go, oh, I have a similar.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Okay. I'm sorry.
When you're right, you're right.
Was I fired as godmother without being told? Dearest Eliza, Emily, Hot, Scotty, number one, Young Money, Glenn Millie, and the rest of the AIA crew, both human and furry. Peak millennial here, seeking your sage elder millennial advice. I wonder if I'm a bad godmother or if I was handed a title with no job description and then quietly phased out.
100%. That's that. Next question.
My best friend of 30 plus years, Serena, named me godmother to her baby almost 4 years ago. She explicitly said it wasn't religious and that the position was more like a special adult friend and confidant just for her. There was talk of a small unofficial christening to formalize it, which I offered to help organize both in that moment and in text shortly afterwards, but that never happened. It was never addressed again. Is an informal christening like you can just put them in some Mountain Dew? Like I think it's either a religious thing or it's not.
How is a christening different from a baptism? Real question.
I thought they were the same thing.
But like one's less Catholic or one's less Catholic? I don't know. So that's just dunking a kid in a kiddie pool. That's just swimming.
Yeah. It's just a little dip. So important context. We have known each other since toddlerhood. We're now 37. We've drifted and reconnected over the years. We're bridesmaids in each other's weddings, and it's always been easy to fall back into rhythm. That said, she's always been the golden girl, high school sweetheart husband, big house in the affluent area we grew up in, private schools, country clubs, stay-at-home mom with a PhD, and I've often felt like the sidekick. That dynamic still exists. After I was named godmother, I made periodic efforts to see her and the kids, sent birthday gifts, and checked in, but over the next year, I only saw her 3 times. I was never invited to my goddaughter's birthdays or milestones. Communication gradually dropped off. Then I had my first baby in March 2024, which fully consumed me. And shortly after, I found out she was pregnant again via Instagram. Not directly, which felt telling.
She wasn't pregnant via Instagram.
Yes, she was. Instagram impregnated her.
Yeah.
I can accept the friendship naturally fading, but what I can't shake is the fear that she might believe I failed her or was her daughter despite not being told about her expectations. So I need your take. Did she quietly decide I wasn't showing up enough as a godmother, or is this just a case of two moms in different life lanes drifting apart? And at this age, is the onus on me to force the godmother role, or is it on the parent who defined it? XOXO Blair. Now, first, Iliza, Serena and Blair, do you know what they're from?
I don't care.
They wrote in code names, and it helps establish the relationship.
Blair. Yo. Oh, it's something snobby. Is it very bad creatures?
No, that's an interesting guess, though.
Instinct. Basically, in the pool. Very
wild things? No.
Wild things.
No, it's not wild. It's not Wild Things. It's a show called Gossip Girl. So Serena was the Blake Lively, blonde, chill, everything came easy to her. Blair was the Leighton Meester, very studied, took everything very seriously, but things didn't quite go her way.
I have never seen Gossip Girl, which is why I don't care about Blake Lively's lawsuit or anything. And that's my answer.
Okay.
I've never seen Gossip Girl. Sorry. I think I missed all of that by a few years. This is a classic example. This is a classic case of you're both very involved, ensconced in your own mom lives. You feel that you need to do something because you think she's better than you. And it has been positioned like she's the golden girl, like you just said. And so you have to forever be trying. And when she named you godmother, you were like, oh my God, I'm in. We're locked in now. You see me as someone important. She probably named you godmother when she was pregnant. And you're in a very different emotional place. And then life just didn't work out that you had a ton in common and time. She had the baby first. Now you've got your own baby. You don't have time to be the godmother. A godmother is in an emergency, if we die, and there's no legal binding to this, but you take over, right, as a guardian. But for most people, it's just someone who's important. But a lot of people, the people that are important to you at your wedding, for your kid first goes to school, and this actually has to do with my top of the cob that we'll get into later. You're going to have micro friendships. And even in your life, you're going to have people, like you said, that drift in and out. Unless you can think of something that you did that was horrible, but there's nothing for you to do to show up. And quite frankly, it sounds like you did. You got her a present, you were there, but it takes two to tango. So she also would have to be like, hey, and you said you weren't invited to a lot of things. You guys just drifted apart and it worked for her when it worked for her. No one has done anything wrong, but you as a mom certainly do not need to concern yourself with making anything up to anyone at this point.
Yeah, there's no world in which she's sitting there she needs to be reaching out to my child to build a special bond.
That being said, I see someone writing in to be like, our godmother drifted away. Should I reach out? The godmother name is irrelevant. What's relevant is, do you have a bond now? Do you have any shared interest? And the truth is, did you say you had your baby? Doesn't matter, because her child is older. You're in very different places. I talk about this with moms that have the same age children as me all the time. You are just because you're a mom, yes, we understand what each other are going through, but if your child is older, I have no way to really connect with you over those needs and wants. And I actually don't want you to tell me anything. If you have a 5-year-old and you want to tell me how awful it is when they're 5 and they're in kindergarten, I'm not ready to receive that, because I am so enveloped in my child who just turned 4 and my son who's about to turn 2. It's just totally different. You guys are just in different life spaces, even though you should be the exact same, quote unquote, because you're moms. Let it go. Focus on your own child and finding your own godparent who will disappear eventually.
I don't have a godparent.
I don't have a godparent. It doesn't matter.
No.
And, you're still that. And so maybe she'll come back in 4 years and it'll work out then. But especially when kids are really little, it's really hard to find that time to connect unless your kids are in class together.
Okay. This is a controversial subject that I'm eager to get your opinion on. I am a 36-year-old transgender man married to the love of my life now for going on 5 years. I have an amazing soon-to-be 10-year-old stepson. I have experienced severe depression over the last 2 years and have recently finally found the perfect antidepressant. Makes me feel motivated to do things and has given me the boost to finally figure out who I am and to learn to focus on the future and let go of the past.
Okay.
With that being said, buckle up because this is the good part.
Buckle up.
In regards to letting go of my past, yes, I'm in therapy and I have been since 2014. I've started realizing that I can't let go of my past for some reason, specifically thinking of my first love. I know I'm married and shouldn't be thinking of her, but I do. Not in a romantic, how I miss her kind of way. I'm not quite sure what it is that I can't let go of or that I'm searching for. You see, she is the one that made me realize I was into women. She also shattered my heart as a lover and friend. She doesn't have social media that I'm aware of, and I haven't seen or talked to her in over 10 years. Like I said, not exactly sure what I'm searching for with this, but I'm wondering if maybe I should, quote, be a creep and search her up online to find her number or current address and contact her just to see what exactly I'm looking for. And before anyone comes at me, I promise I intend on speaking to my wife about this all tomorrow as she is currently working. Well, we need that follow-up. I love my wife. We are also in therapy together and have improved our relationship so much over the last year. I never intend on hurting my wife in any way. I just don't want to live the rest of my life with the what if. What if I did contact her just to talk and not even about anything specific? I've just literally thought about this so much over the last 10 plus years that I feel I should just do it because obviously my mind won't let it go. I truly hope you can give me some insight or advice. I'll take advice from anyone willing and kind enough to do so. I appreciate you all and this incredible podcast. I look forward to listening every Thursday night since I listen while I'm working third shift.
All right.
Also, should probably add that my wife has the exact same first name as my first love. I know that's definitely going to get me hate.
Yeah, but it could be a name like Jill, like a name that everyone has. Like if it's Chrysanthemum, that's fucking weird. I think you should seek her out and I'll tell you why. You're trying to figure out, you're like, I don't know why. And you just told me why. You're like, quote unquote, obsessed with this person. They were the first one to, I don't know if it's see you for you, but to identify like what it is in you that makes you you and made you different. This is the first person that sort of enabled that first step like on your journey to the person you're becoming today. So they saw something in you that you probably didn't even know about yourself. And it's not to say that this person knows you better. They may have been gay, realize they were gay before you. So they were like more used to the space. They'd already tested the waters. But that's what you want. You want that closure.
I don't think there's closure to be had there. I think just because this woman is the reason you realized you liked women and probably started you on a journey of figuring out your own identity, she has no bearing on your life now. The fact that you're trying to, if she was on social media, okay, but our question asker is like, should I use the internet to find their address and find them? Like, no,
I guess I kinda didn't
no.
listen to that part. If they were accessible, I think it is, I'm just saying this, it's not about whether you should or shouldn't, but I think it's totally normal. We all, regardless of where you are in a sexual spectrum, we all, especially 10 years out, think about our first love, your first kiss, that first person that like saw you for who you were. Certain relationships stick in our minds for various reasons, good or bad, or like that was weird. Like, why am I thinking about that guy from sophomore year? Because there's an adrenaline association with that. There's something there. And that's a very meaningful thing. You know, like you changed when you were with that person, like I said, and it set you on the path that you're on now. My fear would be you reach out and you're looking for something a little bit more. Like in a weird way, I'm wondering if you want the validation. You're wondering if like they'll find you attractive. You're wondering if they have more life advice for you. And the answer is they don't. So it's a combo advice. It's a combo meal. I would not stalk them. If you could lightly find them, that's fine. But if it requires like a private detective, I would let it go. What you're seeking, you need to validate yourself. It can't be this person being like, great, you did it. I always knew you were trans.
The mindset our question asker is coming from, I think this question would have seemed more innocent had they not said, I know everyone's going to hate me. I swear I'm going to talk to my wife. I'm going to tell her as soon as she gets home. You're setting it up as though you have not even nefarious intentions, but as though like if you find this woman, you're just going to fall back in love. And she broke your heart and now she's going to see the real you.
You're missing the closure, like I said. And that's why there's a part of you that's like, and if we met up, like, and if we kissed, would it be the biggest thing? The answer is you're a scumbag. So don't do that. You're not a scumbag, but that's a scumbag move.
Not yet.
You want to do that thing. You want to push it just to see how far can I push this? How much validation can I get from this person? The answer is if this person wanted to be found, they would be found. All this woman is like some lesbian that knew that you were a lesbian and that there was something else going on there.
Yeah.
Which happens
she's
with
not going to have the
lesbians all the
answers.
time.
Well, I just watched that documentary, Come See Me in the Good Light, about the poet Andrea Gibson, the non-binary poet, who all of their friends are their ex-girlfriends. And so it's like 5 or 6 women hanging out that all used to date this one person. Because it's like, oh, well, we went through something together. We share something in common. Like, they're my chosen family. And I was like, this is like 4 exes at your house.
Super lesbian. Like, you can be non-binary you want. That's a very lesbian thing to do. Any lesbian will tell you that. I will also tell you that you don't mean as much to this person as they mean to you.
No, and I think that's a hard pill to swallow.
Well, I've seen this in observing other heterosexual relationships, but in homosexual relationships as well, specifically with a friend of mine who's gay. And you hold this torch for it's almost like a vampire, for like the vampire that turned you. But like, you may not be the only person that she was like, hey, you're some kind of queer. And it's not that they don't like you or something, but if they wanted to be in touch, there is the version where she's like, yeah, and I'd always thought about you. I hoped you were okay. But the truth is, they've never reached out.
Right.
So you don't bear any weight on their soul. So again, if it were easy and you were like, oh my God, I found you, I just want to say, hi, how are you? But to seek them out, hoping that they will give you a hit of that approval and knowledge that they gave you when you met 10 years ago before you really knew who you were. I just think you're going to set yourself up for disappointment, because it'd be really disappointing if you found them and they were like, yeah, I hope you're doing great. Bye. Then you'd be like kind of embarrassed. So just know that there is no there. Even if you met up with them and they were like, wow, I always knew you'd be a man and you look great and you're kind of hot now. Like, now what? Now you're going to cheat on your wife with this like random lesbian?
Right. No.
What you're seeking is more internal. You must go inward. You must. Because we all have that. You're like, if I could just see them one more time, or I just wonder. Same rule applies here as it would for men. Like, if she wanted to, she would. Because lesbians do not have a problem keeping in touch.
Right.
As you just said. So.
Also, you're a man, so that lesbian's not interested. Sorry.
She might be now on the sexual spectrum and into it. You don't know. You don't know that, Emily. You don't fucking know that. And now
don't cheat on your wife.
You said a trans man can't be into an unknown lesbian. You don't know that.
No, I said a lesbian can't be into a trans man.
Do your research. What is that even?
That's my most controversial opinion.
Recognize your privilege and do your own research. Okay?
Okay, we have a burning question. A burning question has been submitted, Iliza, and it will allow you the chance to plug this upcoming weekend.
What am I doing this
Hi,
weekend?
Iliza. I think you're one of the funniest, most wicked, smart, coolest, enjoyable humans I have ever come across. Yeah. Your comedy is dead on. Hammer, meet nail. I first fell in love with you in Spencer Confidential. You blew me away in that role. I love the wicked accent. I can't wait to get to see you someday live. We live in Las Vegas. Come see us here. Are you planning to do more acting? I also love the views of your family life. Total chaos in motion, but so real. Carry on, cool lady. There were exclamations after every. You planning to do more acting, Iliza?
A little bit in a movie called Chasing Summer coming out. And I play Las Vegas once a quarter. I will be at the Palazzo this spring. Tickets at iliza.com/tour. Are they out yet? I'll be there. Just keep your ear out. Just check my Instagram.
Yeah.
March?
So do you want?
It might be May. I think it's May.
They can look into it.
It's May.
That's their job. But let's talk about Chasing Summer is at Sundance. Sundance has an online component.
But guess what? You need to get your tickets to watch it online because all the screenings are sold out.
The in-person screenings are sold out. So you can buy.
It is. We've been like going to like all these meetings this week. And I've been like, yeah, get your ticket. And I'm not telling anyone it's sold out because I want them to go to get it. And they can't get it. I'll be like, because you slept on it. So see you at the theater premiere.
Yes. Yeah. But you can buy an individual ticket to Chasing Summer.
You can buy it online. Yeah.
And then you can watch it starting the 29th.
For like a limited
January.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like through the 2nd or 3rd of February, maybe. But yeah. So do you want to give a little brief synopsis of what that film is that you're acting in, and what else did you do for it?
No, you can Google it, and I'm doing a lot of interviews for it. I don't want to do this.
Just a little taste for the people there are people that says podcast that just know you as an actress.
Chasing Summer is a movie that I wrote and I starred in. It's directed by Josephine Decker. And I also helped produce it. But it wasn't my money. You should just know that. The flex is getting other people's money to believe in your vision.
And what did Josephine Decker direct?
She directed Shirley. She directed The Sky is Everywhere. She directed Madeline's Madeline, for those who know. I would put this movie in the genre of movies about returning home. And we're calling it a coming of middle age movie. And it's about a girl. It's basically about thematically all the things that you think are chasing you your whole life. And you realize that they weren't. And it's about the nostalgia and beauty and pain of coming home, returning to a place that you ran away from a long time ago and all of the reasons you ran away, and realizing nothing was ever that bad, and then contending with a lot of personal things. It's not a heavy movie. There's heavy themes because we've all had our heart broken, but I didn't write something about like drug abuse or anything like that. So it's sexy. It's fun. It's nostalgic. It's, I think it has a wide appeal for nostalgia, but I did write it as a millennial, remembering what it felt like in like 2001 when you're like in the 2000s, like you're at your parents' house, but you're about to go out into the real world. So I think it really captures that summer vibe of like, yeah, we can date, but like, I don't know if this will be forever. Just the like how everything was temporary yet permanent. It's all so ephemeral.
Do you think when you're doing interviews for this film, when you start your press junket, how long will it take for someone to say, when did you know that you were funny?
Oh, God.
Do you think first interview? Do you think fifth interview?
I think it's when you know you were. I think there's always those questions, but I've listened to other types of artists get interviewed, musicians, and it turns out everybody has to get asked those questions. And you want to be like, I'm sorry, did you want to be a real journalist? Like, do you really think I've never been asked this before? The secret to being interviewed is whatever answer you give has to be the answer that they accept, unless you're being like indicted on federal charges. Like, when did you know you're funny? I'll be like, it was about 2 hours ago, and then just stop talking, and then they have to move on.
Right. Yeah. I think I feel like the perfect balance of an interviewer is ask a couple of the questions everyone has to ask, but you have to have at least one question that you have found that they have not been asked before. And
don't waste the time. You're like, nugget or tender?
Why? That's your go-to, and it makes you angry. But back in the day, we did like an
podcast remedial question asking.
We did like an hour of podcasting on that subject.
We did talk about Domino's Pizza for a very long time today.
You're like, no nuggets or tenders, only loose handful of meat is what we talk about because we're classy.
Loose meat.
Okay, we also got a comment from someone who said that they were like, Glenn seems great, but I was a little bit worried that the episode would be totally different and Scott wouldn't be here anymore.
Glenn is a producer. Scott is a sound engineer. It's two totally different things. Scott's the one that makes sure we have cool sound effects. And Glenn,
well, he edits the episode. Scott's the one that makes the audio, but he's the one if there's like music or sounds or We Are Big Sister or Robot, he does all of that.
Glenn's the one that's going to make sure I read these Brodo ads correctly in an hour. It is tasty.
No free ads on the pod.
There's no free lunch.
All right, let's do Top of the Cob.
It's the Top of the Cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, Top of the Cob.
So we'll start with a fan. We'll do you sandwich. It's a fun sandwich. You put the worst part in the middle. Put all the coins in the middle. Okay, fan top. Whoa, you're like Scrooge McDuck. She was holding up coins for those of you just listening.
Okay, fan. Ultimate bottom 2026.
What are we doing? Fan top. Okay, bottom. We'll do bottom.
We start with bottom and then we do top so we end on a high note.
I'm sorry, it's my first day.
Planned a ski trip after working 20 days straight. Got the flu 2 days prior, so having to deal with airlines to delay flights by 2 days. Still having a high fever the day of the new flights, having to cancel my whole trip. 2 of my dogs catching a GI virus a week apart from each other, one before I got sick and one while I was recovering. Having the weirdest sinus pressure from my eyes up to my hairline that seems to be worsening. I think I have a second virus after the flu.
There's something in your walls.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
funny was it when J.K. Rowling was going off on Twitter? I mean, she's always going off on Twitter, but then people pointed out that in her picture, her profile picture, there was like clear black mold on the wall behind her, and then she changed her profile picture.
Another person I just have like, I don't care about Harry Potter, so I don't.
No, but somebody going nuts and then being encased in black mold is very funny.
Maybe that's why she was going nuts.
Exactly.
Causality.
That's actually, turfs are just exposed to fungi. My bottom is it is getting cold, and I want there to be the correct climate, right? I don't want global warming. I want it to be how it should be. It should be colder, but also when it gets cold, I'm so cold and it's hard for me.
It is hard. The alternative is it's January 17th and you take your kids to soccer practice and it's 97 degrees outside.
I know. I was in a t-shirt today. I feel like last year it snowed so bad I was stuck inside. Like it's scary. It's
so awful. And this is so weird. Like I look at like the Midwest, I'll be like bracing for 8 feet of snow. And I'm like, thank God it's still on snow somewhere.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bottom of the cob is there's always a coffee stand at a farmer's market that's cool and the line is too long. Like there's always this social agreement that it's like, it's just two sisters and we're doing our best. And the line, it's at a farmer's market. It's supposed to be a grab and go. When you have people in a horseshoe waiting around a coffee cart for their name to be called, it's just like, this is supposed to be a fast thing. Like just make the coffee, do it. And for some reason, we're all just like, oh my God, no, it's $9. Oh, I have to wait over here. Oh, and I have to tip you. You're like, and there's always like the shitty coffee cart and like the nice one or the one that's perceived as cool, not dissimilar to at the Laurel Canyon market for years. There was like a coffee place and you think it was cool, but the truth is the hot coffee was always cold. The cold was always like kind of room temperature. Like it was like ice in hot coffee. The lady was nice, but like you're sitting there with people smoking like live cigarettes, playing like shitty instruments. None of the hippies were like that nice. And it's like that vibe of like, isn't it cool that we're all here and all suffering a little bit? I'm at a farmer's market. I want to get a coffee and go. I don't want to like then sit there while you like line up the tickets, get a second machine. And I know that makes sense. Like, well, you don't care about workers. No, it's supposed to be I grab a coffee and I go, not I'm standing there with a ticket waiting.
Well, and I'm the reason your coffee's taking so long because I'm the one that's in line like, I want the Frappa Mocha with all the different things.
Well, or you get there and then you get to the front. They're like, oh, we only do espresso. I'm like, then fucking tattoo it on your forehead. Take out a billboard 20 feet away. That is such a misdirect. It looks like a coffee shop. And you get there and there's always like they're either not friendly enough and they're like, and you need to tip me, or they're too friendly. And there's always a guy. This is a lot of farmers markets or anywhere when there's a line and it's like, hey, and how are you today? You're like, you don't need to interview each person. You don't have to do a wellness check on it. Like just, what would you like? Okay, here it is. I understand getting joy from your job, but you are actually doing a disservice to the business when you see there is a line of people and you are taking a full 2 minutes with each customer.
I panic when I'm asked a genuine like how, and they do it at Taco Bell, but at Taco Bell I know they don't give a shit. But
they know you.
When you get like a genuine like, so how's it going? Like I panic with like, I want to be polite and answer, but I don't want to hold up them or this line. What do I? So good. How are you? Like
there's an art to it. How are you doing today? And if I'm like, oh, it's rough. I hit someone in my Waymo. And then they can just be like, oh my God, that's a bummer. And they're typing in as we're talking. That's great. But like, and let me show you a picture because my sister was also in it. You're like, this is fast for a reason.
Right. People I have a picture of my sleeping baby.
Yeah. That is our first. That's the bottom. We still have top.
Don't you want to do a top?
Yes.
Yeesh. Okay. Fan top. Getting asked for your ID at the bar when you're 36 years old. Iliza, how do you feel? I always found it condescending when they'd ask like my grandma, like, oh, can we see your ID? But sometimes they do a real, like, I think it's fine if they have to and they ask for everyone's, but like, oh, miss, I can't tell. It's like, she's 110. You just cool it.
But there is 1% of you as a woman that's like forever young, and you're like, maybe they really do need to see it.
Oh, she loved it. She'd be pumped. Yeah.
That's it. That's fine.
My top is I am taking my dad to Return of the King Extended Edition in theaters tomorrow. It's over 4 hours. That's not my top, but
What is that?
we saw the movies together when they came out in 2001, 2002, 2003 were the 3 years.
That's what you want. You want to be acting in that franchise. You're just employed forever.
Well, I've told you, Iliza, you need to do a horror or a sci-fi so you can do conventions because the Lord of the Rings guys just do conventions.
Like, you know who else does a lot of conventions?
Yeah.
Tom Welling.
Yes.
Movie.
I know. He's
Tom
if
Welling.
he ever comes here, I'm paying him for his photo.
He'll just give it to you.
No, I'm not going to tell him who I am, and then I'll say I met him.
Okay.
Okay, what's your top?
Remember when Charisma Carpenter DM'd me this week and I told her about you and your head exploded?
Oh God,
Okay.
I love her so much. I was talking about her at lunch today because my friend George is a big fan. So
okay, this just ground to a halt energy wise. Okay.
Because this is the podcast I wish we were doing.
I'm gonna do the top. Ready?
Pizza. Okay.
Okay. You having a? Did you say whisper pizza to yourself?
I was just thinking of a podcast where we talk about pizza and Cordelia Chase is one of the podcasts I wanted to.
Then do it. Then make your own junk time, junk food, junk face, junk TV pizza hour starring me, Emily, and I'll be, what do they say on Shark Tank? I'll be a customer, but it's not investable for me at this time. I'm trapped. Okay. My top of the cob is, and this goes back to the woman who, that'd be so gross if we called all of our listeners friends. It sounds like culty. Who's talking about being a godmother. My top of the cob is actually micro friendships. And I say this because I spent a lot of time this week with a friend who is the new wife of one of the producers of our movie. And I had known who she was like kind of all summer, and then they got married, and like I didn't really have like a context for her. And then she was like, I want to come on a call. She's like, I want to come to one of your shows. So she's come to 2 of my shows this week. And then I found out she lives literally an 8-minute walk from my house. So last night I was like, what are you doing tonight? Do you want to come with me? I've got 3 sets. And she was like, yeah. And she came over and we went. And it's like you're vetted in a way because I already kind of know you, work with your husband. Now I know what you do. You're also a producer. You're cool. You seem great. And Noah was like, wow, you spent a lot of time with this woman who like I've never met. And he was like really getting into this micro friendship. And I was like, that's what my life is. Pockets. And that is what your life is unless you like live in your hometown that you grew up in. I think I'm very comfortable with the idea that you're going to have as a woman, maybe they're months long or maybe they're years long, like micro friendships of people where nothing bad happens. Your kids go to different schools, a friend moves away, you don't do the same things anymore. But I think rather than mourn the fact that like it's not that one best friend forever, I love it. I fucking live for a micro friendship. Like what serves this purpose now? It's not like I need you to hold my hand during chemotherapy. Like I want someone to like go to dinner with, come to a set, maybe we go to a concert, and we're women so we can always bond deeply and quickly. And then you kind of have that forever. But just because you don't see each other for a year or two, it just means you're open to like other friendships. I love it. I love a micro friendship that has potential to be longer because then you get to make so many different kinds of friends and so many different parts of your life and versions of you. And I think that's how I'll just operate the rest of my life, micro friendship.
I was just thinking, I mean, I like the concept of these types of friendships, but micro friendship sounds like you're already planning on ending it with this woman.
No, you're welcome to stay. And if there's glue that binds us, like if it's easy, Sorry, folks, the camera cut out. So if you are watching this and it looks a little weird, we've only got a minute left. All I'm saying is you are welcome to stay in the micro friendship. And there are certain things that bond us and it's easier for some friends than others. But I don't think it's a bad thing to look back and be like, yeah, I hung out with her for that whole summer.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't leave it bad, then it's like you see them a year later and it's like, oh, we should get drinks. I like it. I like having friendships that serve you in a non-selfish way at different times of your life. And these are all people who are available to you whenever, but you don't always have time to be with all the people you've always met ever. That's my top of the cob, a micro friendship. We'll be right back.
No, end the show.
That is the end of the show.
Okay.
I was doing it like a new, God, you're the worst.